What's up, everybody? How you doing? Welcome back to the Punk Rock Review Podcast. I'm here hanging out with Adam Thomas, frontman for No Time. You're out of Philly or for Pittsburgh?
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. Okay, I knew it was Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh. Dude, I stumbled across your band probably. You've been around a little while, but I'm kind of new to it. Maybe 18 months ago or 2 years ago.
Okay.
Um, a channel on YouTube like posted one of your EPs or a full length or something, and I was like, "Yo, what is this?" And I bought it, and I didn't know that you guys weren't a new band. So I'm sort of new to y'all stuff, but I've met you now a couple times, so that's pretty rad.
Oh yeah.
So could you give me a little? Okay, so first off, y'all are like, I always say that when I describe your music, that it's like oi core, like it's hardcore and oi kind of mixed up. Is that accurate?
Yeah. Yeah, I would say so, yeah.
Is that by design? Or is
Yeah.
it just yeah, okay. So what how first off, how long has No Time been a band?
We started in 2013.
Okay. Yeah, it has been a while then.
10 year or whoa, shit. I guess more than that now, yeah.
Damn, that's crazy. And that flies by, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's
Man.
crazy.
So have you guys let's see. You've put out hold on, let me pull up your discography. I should have done this before we sat down. I'm sorry.
Oh, no sweat,
Uh
man.
how many full albums do y'all have out? I know you have Suffer No Fool is the one that came out the most recently, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
We
That's
have
the
two
one where
LPs.
okay, two LPs and a couple of tapes or something. I see at least one.
Yeah, there's a demo that got pressed to vinyl, and then there's a few like singles and stuff. Uh and yeah, I mean, we kind of uh we move at a certain pace, and we're super busy, all of us, and we kind of just do shit on our own terms.
Sure.
um so we had like a period where we were just not doing a whole lot, and we were focusing on other things and other bands, and our drummer moved to Philly, and it was super hard to do anything. Just so we kind of, we just move at our own pace. Whenever it feels right, we'll do some shit. And uh, yeah, I had a bunch of shit written, and Tom moved back to Pittsburgh, our drummer, and I was like, "Hey, do you guys want to kind of get the gears going again?" And yeah, we just so like I'd say since you've been on board with the band is kind of really when we started picking things up again.
It's funny because I when I first started listening to you guys, I was surprised that I had never heard of you once I figured out that you'd been around a while. And it makes sense that there was kind of a lull in activity for a few years. Uh, Suffer No Fool, man. The every time I bring it up to somebody, most of the time they've already heard of you guys. So I'm not really showing you to people that don't know about the band. The response from my perspective is pretty solid. You guys are the crowds have been wild at the two shows that I've been to. How's that been for y'all? Is it reinvigorated you guys as a group? Are you wanting to do more stuff? Is it
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's weird because when we first started, there wasn't like a crazy big oi scene. I mean, it was there, but we were mostly playing hardcore shows, uh, predominantly hardcore shows. And I mean, there were some bands doing it, but it seems like as time has gone on, the oi scene has exploded, and we're almost having like a second our second breath. Like when we put this record out, it's like you said, a lot of people, this is their first time hearing us. um so we kind of have the people from the first LP, and then we're picking up some people on this record, and it has been reinvigorating for us, and it's made us want to do more, and it's kind of uh it's breathed some life into the band, and
right?
we've been playing bigger shows. We've getting offers, that we never really ever. I mean, we fucking went to Japan, which is like,
Dude, that's crazy.
like our is like that's our uh uh that's a huge bucket list item for all of us. So you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if this shit would have happened in 2013, but it's happening now, so we're just gonna seize the moment, you know.
I mean, first off, that's amazing. Second, yes, you should seize the moment. I think that that's how I'm living my whole life right now. Is I'm seeing opportunities. I'm going. I'm just gonna take it, man. Like, what's the worst that can happen? You go into debt or like something like that's the worst. Like, okay, then I'll take it.
Um,
Like, and I mean, it's really cool to see other folks having same opportunities.
yeah,
Uh,
you're killing it, man.
oh, thank you, dude. It's when I meet people that like recognize me at all, dude, I don't know if that's ever gonna not be weird. Like it's just it's so badass, man. I'm so humbled by the people that watch the channel. Uh
Oh yeah.
how do you feel about this new wave of oi music? Because like, I mean, it's fully here. Like we are like knee deep in an entire movement right now. Different little subgenres popping up, other bands becoming huge. Like it's pretty amazing, man. And what are some of those
Absolutely.
things? Are there any bands out there that you really gravitate towards that are of newer bands?
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. We have like this weird connection affinity with that, like the French scene
Yeah.
that's happening. I mean, we did a tour with Reeks in Europe like years ago. I don't know when that was, but we've like, it's weird, the a lot of the French bands, we're good buddies with all those bands like Claim Choice. I'm wearing the
Yeah, that's a rad
shirt.
shirt. Hell yeah.
Yeah, Kron. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
Oh, love
Cran,
that.
Kron.
I think it's Kron. I think that's how I
Yeah,
say it.
yeah. So like a lot of those bands, we have built pretty solid friendships with. Squillet, all that Paris scene. We've like, we've really kind of created something there, that connection. And so I really like those guys. As far as Europe goes, um, there's a lot of stuff happening in the States, a lot of younger bands that are exciting. It's cool to see like this new crop of bands coming up. Um, yeah, I mean, there's a lot. I could go on. I feel it's really exciting right now. And I don't think in my adult life, or my time in punk in general, I don't think Oi has ever been this strong. I mean, I was a kid in the '90s, and you hear about the '90s scene being really huge for Oi, while somewhat complicated, with like
Right.
boneheads and things
Yeah.
like that. But like, uh, pretty much everybody I talked to from that time is like, this is better. Like, it's like bigger and better, and things are popping off. So
I fully agree. I don't know how old you I'm 43. So like 90s was that's my whole, you know, uh adolescence age was 1991 through 2000. So now I wasn't into oi like when I was that age, I didn't understand that oi and punk weren't the same thing. So I was into oi simply because I was into punk.
yeah,
I liked the business. I liked Coxbar. I liked a lot of I had an agnostic front tattoo when I was 19. Had no idea that that wasn't just a punk band. Like it didn't even I didn't know.
yeah,
And
yeah,
so um, from my humble perspective, I would say that it is as big as I've ever seen it. And like big in a good way, like big as in there's quality, because dude, everything from like No Time, the Slads, all the way to Reeks and Liberty and Justice, Bullshit Detector,
oh
Slugger out in
yeah,
California, dude. There's
oh,
so
love
many
them.
like ridiculous bands that have like albums that are just solid all the way through. Because dude, you get an album when you're a kid. Don't you remember that back in the '90s, dude? There was a lot of good bands, but there wasn't as many good albums, in my opinion. Maybe that's not right. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I remember songs more so than I do albums, and now I'm hearing stuff where I'm like, no, I remember that album being solid.
Yeah,
Maybe it's recency bias, probably is actually, but it's cool that it exists.
absolutely. I mean, I also, like, I say this, but like, uh, I don't want to not mention like the Templars and bands that like have been
Yeah,
doing this the whole time. Like, they never stopped, and they're one of those bands that like, it's funny that you mentioned like albums, because they're a band that's like, they put out fucking full albums, you know, like the one record they had to, I remember they had to change the RPM to fit all the songs, or they had to speed up maybe they had to speed up the record itself to fit it all on the vinyl. You know what I mean? So
That's
like,
crazy. That's
so like
awesome.
I know those bands have always existed and they've kind of paved the way and they're still doing it, but pretty much in my anecdote, like all the oi heads and skins who've been around through the 90s are like it's really good right now and they're super stoked that there's like a resurgence of it, you know?
I like it because I'm as like a street punk guy, I'm getting to learn a lot, which I think is invaluable. And I've gotten to not only like learn a bunch, but like become part of that scene like adjacently and like just be friends with people that I'm becoming actually friends with a lot of people that I don't know if I would have met them otherwise. And I think it's
Yeah.
great. Yeah, shout out Templars Perry and Before Dawn, his new band. Fucking
Oh
so
yeah, yeah.
yeah, so
Oh
good,
yeah.
man. Yeah, how was y'all's y'all only played the one show in LA or am I tripping?
We played two shows.
Two shows. Okay.
Yeah.
It was on Thursday night, and then when did I play on Saturday?
Yes.
Dude,
Yeah,
that's
we
that club was
played.
I can't even remember, dude. That thing was so crazy, bro.
Oh, Saturday was fucking, man. It was like it was overload, you know?
Yes. I'm trying to remember what time did y'all play on Saturday? Do you
I think we
remember? I
played
can't.
at like 3:30 maybe. I think it was 3:30, but we played like when Slugger was playing, we played when uh we played like simultaneously with like maybe like Baton Army
That's
and
who. Yeah, that's who. Is
Slugger.
that how you say
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Is that how you say that? Is it Baton Arme or
Baton Army, yeah, I
Baton
believe
Arme?
so.
I can't, dude. There's so many, dude. All the French bands are wonderful. I love them, but I can't say their names to save my life, dude. So no disrespect to anybody that's in any of those bands. I love all your music.
Oh yeah, they're homies. We love Baton Army. Great
Dude,
guys. I've you know, I've hosted them here in my house. Booked
nice.
shows for them.
Hell yeah.
Great humans. You know.
Fantastic frontman. That dude's rad on the stage, man. Like that Thursday night show, honestly, was like almost as good as Saturday. Like I had almost as much fun. Like it was comparable, like very, very much so. And that's
Oh, he's
actually now that
great.
I'm thinking about it, that's why I wanted to come out on Thursday was because I knew that if I could see y'all, Beton Arme, uh, and obviously Broken Cuffs are like the homies.
Yeah.
What was the other band that was playing Mess? That I was like, okay, I won't miss you guys for the weekend. That gives it opens up my schedule. It was nice, man. I was very
Yeah.
fortunate to dude. That club was cool too. That venue was nice. It was big, lots of room. It was
Yeah.
packed,
Yeah. Yeah.
absolutely
Yeah.
packed.
Didn't expect that, man. I mean, I did give in the lineup, but like uh the crowd response, I didn't. That's I didn't expect that. You know, like throwing the mic out to people and shit. Like it was awesome. It was cool.
Dude, isn't that the like the best feeling when you throw a mic out and somebody knows what they're fixing to say and you're like, oh shit, yes.
Yeah.
Like I've
Yeah.
only got to do that once or twice in my life. Most of the time it was with cover songs, to be very
Yeah.
clear.
Yeah.
But that's a rad feeling. So what what are some of the influences on No Time when you guys go, or not even that, how do you guys write the music? Because the influences are kind of obvious, no, maybe not obvious, but you could say what your influences are and I wouldn't be shocked probably. So
Mhm.
what is the process like when y'all write songs? Do you do it individually and bring stuff to the table, or are you guys writing as a group?
Uh, I would say 95% are start with I have a song and I bring that to the rehearsal room and then we usually I'll have like a structure or somewhat of a uh a foundation, and I'll have some lyrics and stuff and then we'll kind of build on that. That's usually how it starts. Like right now I have like 21 songs
Ooh.
and I don't know how long it will take us to learn all 21, probably like a couple years, honestly, because it's so hard for us to get together. But that's like, I'll just bring something and then we'll build on it. And that's usually how it goes.
So y'all are bringing like lyrics. Do you have like a melody in your head already when you're writing the lyrics? Kind of like, oh, I want it to sound like da na 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 na. You kind of sing the words how you want them to sound for you.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of the times but like, m- the best songs, I think, in my opinion, that we have are songs that like the lyrics and the mute, like like it wrote itself, like some of the songs that probably are most popular songs I wrote in like 2 minutes, like no joke, like the music, and I had the melody, and then the lyrics. For me, that's somewhat of a challenge. I love the challenge, but um the music, like the riffs and stuff, usually
Okay.
like some of those songs were written in, like, I'm not even exaggerating, like 2 to 5 minutes, and then we just build on it.
I've heard that quite, you know, I've been in a couple of bands. So I've been in the rooms while we're writing music, but I've also heard from people that like, man, my favorite songs are my best songs. They all come, you know, very quick. And I think that's not even that weird. It's organic. It just kind of
Yeah,
happens, comes to you. Um,
yeah,
the
you're
reason
right.
the reason I ask people about their writing process is because sometimes I'll hear music and I'll hear like if, especially when I have like good headphones on and I'm listening to it at like a loud volume, so I'm doing like a review. I wonder, like, how did they get to the point to where this is what they wanted it to sound like with their vocals, but the music sounds nothing like it to me, and but it fits, like it works really, really well. So I'm always asking people how they write because I don't know how to do that, man. It's an art that I'm very envious of. I wish I could do that, man. It's awesome. But y'all, I mean, it doesn't seem like you have much trouble with lyrics. They're all pretty solid, in my opinion.
Oh,
Uh,
I'm a neurotic kind of crazy person. I'm always like the gears are always moving. Like I I barely sleep, and
hmm.
at night I'll be like, I'll be in bed and like writing songs in my head. It kind of just never stops for me, and I think the rest of my bandmates probably are super annoyed by that. I'm just like I'm 100%, like all of the time, just going like, uh. So it's a process for me. I kind of get in my own head about it, and but I appreciate you. I really appreciate you saying that, because that's for me. Uh, that's my like that's my focal point, is the content and the lyrics. Like I place that higher than anything else. Every person in the band would probably say a different thing, but for me, that's like the one thing, is what we're putting out into the world.
Right, it's very important.
Yeah.
It's important to have. Well, I think not only lyrics that you're not ashamed of in any way, shape, or form, but like lyrics that can stand up to the test of time, that can be around and still be good in 10, 20 years. I hate it when a band puts out a really great song, but it's kind of like dated topically. And then all of a sudden 5 years goes by, you hear it and you go, that was good, but it was only good when it was like relevant. I
Yeah.
want to, if I put out music, I would like it to be always relevant. And that's
Sure.
hard. That's very hard to do.
Yeah, you don't
uh,
want to limit yourself with like current, like, yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I really try to stay away from I try to stay away from that, make things a little more general. Cuz I think that that's like you said, that's how you like build a connection. That's how people start to relate to things, when it's something that's like everybody can understand, you know? And like I also try to um like, we're making music that is like for working class people, and I'm a working class person. I know what, you know what I mean? Like, I know what we should sound like, or what, like, the things like, uh I'm like, we're limited with like what we're doing. I'm not gonna like throw some like crazy poetry or throw like a thesaurus at you. You know what I mean? Because that's just not who I am. and that's the genre, and I want to keep it and make it feel authentic. Does if that makes sense, you know?
That does make sense. Yeah, it
Yeah.
absolutely makes sense. There's like a lane that you fit in comfortably, and you're like, "Oh, I'd like to stay that lane because if I get out of that lane, I'm gonna feel kind of fraudulent, or I won't do it well, or whatever." And
Yeah,
I totally understand that.
but
100% understand that.
you can still, I think you can still write like witty, sort of hooky kind of stuff, but at the same time, like I'm not a fucking professor, you know. I'm not like, you know, Bad Religion or something. I am.
Right.
I want to make music that, you know, just any person, the average person, could understand. Like that's, I guess, that's kind of the appeal that I you know want to have. So.
I mean, it makes sense to find something that you stand for and that you think you can do well and to do it. And that's what I meant by fraudulent. Like you would think, oh man, what am I doing? Like, why am I trying to like as you just said, like if I tried to personally copy, like I'm in the process of writing a few songs right now. If I
Mhm.
tried to go out there and sound like somebody else, it would be so obvious. Like just write what I write, and however it comes out, it comes out. I have people keep asking me what it's gonna sound like. I'm like, I don't actually know. I don't really know yet because I haven't really I'm still in the process of getting melodies down. And I'm not in a big hurry either. So like,
Yeah.
I don't know yet. I know it's going to have acoustic guitar and electronic keyboards in it. Other than that, I couldn't tell you. Like, it's going to be weird, I'm sure. But
Yeah. Yeah.
so
I just stay in my lane. That's all. I mean, I love Bad Religion, but you know what I
right.
mean. That's a separate thing. So I know what my lane is, and I stay in there, and I've tried to like master my craft and what I feel comfortable with, and that yeah, I guess that's it works.
Well, on the same side, or same token, other side, I guess, don't sell yourself short, man. I think you could probably write anything you wanted to. Uh, so
Hey, cheers.
don't be afraid to like, you know, step up close to the edge a little bit. You think you'll be all right, man. You got good balance. You'll be okay. You said
Thanks,
you're a
man.
'90s kid. Oh, absolutely, man. Dude, I love your band. I only talk to people like I have no desire to get on here and talk to people that I don't like their band. That doesn't serve me anything at all. Like I don't. I got to enjoy this. So
I
I'm,
heard you say that to Cap Bite earlier too, and
love those dudes.
yeah, I that's awesome. That means a lot, man, and I appreciate you giving me the time to bullshit. You know.
Oh, dude, I'm glad you're here, man. I'm
Cheers, man.
stoked, super stoked. Like, dude, Catbite is so good. Those are like one of the OGs on my channel, though, man. Like, I had those dudes here before I even had this channel. Like, those are people that
I saw that. Yeah,
yeah,
that's incredible, man.
I love that band, and it's just one of those bands that I think is going to stick with me for other reasons too. You know, like I was telling them that, and that's the first show my daughter ever went to. That's important to me. So
Hell yeah.
hopefully she'll be coming to me to some more. A little more punk rock shit here pretty soon, man. She's getting old enough to, but yeah,
Give it some time.
yeah. So you said you're '90s kid, no?
Uh,
Or like
well,
how old are you?
I am 39. I was born in
Okay,
85.
yeah,
So
you're
yeah,
'90s kid. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
You're
but like I was like small town, like rural, or like I grew up in rural America, so like there were there were small cities nearby that I would like go to shows at and stuff,
nice,
but it was mostly like regional bands, you know. We did get like I when I saw the Belltones out in LA, I
nice.
booked the fucking Belltones when I was 15 years old. I had
What?
no I had no business booking shows when I was that age, but I was booking shows. I booked the Belltones at a pool hall in my hometown in fucking Nowheresville when I was like 15. And I asked them, I was like, "Hey, do you guys remember this show?" And they remember the show. The dude was like the singer, he was rolling around on the floor and he's like, "Oh yeah, I was like rolling on the floor and shit." It was awesome. But yeah, so like we did get bands from time to time, but like it was like mostly a regional kind of thing, you know?
Well, dude, I mean, honestly, that's not much different from Houston. We're a big city, but we were also way down south. So there were so many bands that, like, one of the main reasons I was so excited about LA Punk Invasion is because I had never seen the Virus or Defiance ever. You know,
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'd seen the Unseen like once or twice, the Casualties a few times, but like, if you weren't like a sizable band and you could pull, you're not coming to Texas because back then it was all driving. So like you had to drive, and you could waste a whole ass week coming down here and not doing it right. And I understand that. I'm not like resentful, but I understand the desire to have bigger bands come through. Maybe not
Absolutely.
quite to the same degree, but well, that's actually kind of what I was going to ask you. How did you get into punk music and around what age? How'd that all happen?
I was like, I was in junior high, I guess. So middle school, skateboarding,
Yeah.
skate videos. There wasn't, there wasn't, there was fuck all to do in my hometown. So, uh, I had a little crew of fucking bad kids that we
Let's
would,
go.
you know what I mean? And
I do. I do.
we would just go skate on curbs, and we did BMX too. So like it was like all of the extreme stuff that you could get into, and like naturally punk music and aggressive music was like the soundtrack for that, you know? So that's how I heard. Yeah, that's how I heard of punk was through like skate videos. You know, I remember like the Sorry video had like gray matter on it, and that like you know what I mean. But
Yeah.
like the real game changer, like because I had like the street punk stuff too. Like I started with the street, the first CD because I didn't collect vinyl at the time. I did CDs. The first CD I bought was Rancid, Let's Go, and I
So
like
good.
yeah, great, still great record, but like I that was the first thing I bought, and then the real big one though was like Minor Threat, like the discography CD. That's like that's when I was like, yo, like this is you know what I mean? Because I had the street punk stuff, and but the Minor Threat was like that was something that I really really latched onto, and then everything else just followed, you know. But
Minor
I
Threat
was
was early. Sorry. Sorry.
oh no. Yeah, that was just that was a big band was the Minor Threat. But I and even still to this day, I like more shit than I don't like. I tell my bandmates like I love hardcore. Like I love all hardcore. Like US hardcore, there's not a lot I don't like. You know what I mean? I had the oi stuff like you the business. I had a business sticker on my bass when I was like 15. Like you
Nice.
I didn't really know. It was just everything was punk. Everything was you know the Minor Threat was punk. I didn't know like
Oh,
hardcore.
dude.
It was all just it was all punk, you know? So yeah, I grew up like you. I just liked everything, you know? So but yeah, I was probably like 14 or so is when it started.
Skateboarding fucked up a lot of people's heads with punk rock, man.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah, for sure.
Minor Threat was definitely like the first like independent, like DIY band that I heard that their music, while the production wasn't like glossy, it was still good enough to where I could hear the songs, I could hear like the guitar, I could hear the bass, I could hear the drums, I could hear the vocals. And I was like, okay, I like this sound. Like it was lo-fi enough to really be gritty, but it was
Hmm.
still just like a really I still like the way that their music sounds.
Oh, it sounds
You know,
great.
Minor Threat, I think, was one of the, it was a very important band for a lot of folks, and I mean, obviously, right, but like, I think that that band probably is underrated, even maybe, like,
Hmm.
uh, because even somebody like me is, they were an important part of my youth as well. Um, Rancid, Let's Go. That's a fucking
Oh
Rancid's
yeah.
my favorite band. So
Oh,
no
I
matter
know.
what's yeah, no matter
I
what's going
know.
on, that's my shit, dude.
Hey, if you want to go in on that, my controversial opinion, maybe not controversial to you, uh, Rancid 2000 is the best Rancid record.
That's my least favorite Rancid record.
It's I Yep, I figured it would be controversial, but that one I bought the day it came out. I bought the CD, and still to this day that record, man. I don't know. There's
Well,
something about it. It's like it's my favorite one.
so this is what I'll say about it at this point. I've had to talk about that record so much in the last 2 years of doing this channel that it's kind of grown on me a little bit. I hate even having to say that because I'm usually one that's like, look, it's just an opinion. I don't mean anything rude by it, and I'd still listen to that before I'd listen to a lot of bands, anything. So it's
Mhm.
being my least favorite Rancid record doesn't really mean much, but um, I think that there's like an age thing. I'm 43 and I was around when Out Come the Wolves came out. And I think that
Yeah,
if you were a little younger than that, and if that's one of the first albums that you got a hold of, I don't see how you could possibly not like it because that's how you grew to like that band. So
yeah,
I don't hold it against anybody anymore. I used to be a lot more stupid about it, but yeah, that album is coming up on 25 years, and Out Come the Wolves is hitting 30 both this year, right? And so
yeah.
we're actually doing a video on Rancid 2000 next week with my buddy Rob. So we'll be doing
Awesome.
I'll be doing a deep dive on that one. And like, I never have all negative to say about any album review. I can find something positive to say about anything. So I have plenty of nice things to say about that record. I wish that I would like, this is such a pipe dream though. I'd like to hear that album re-recorded like now. Like, because I've
Oh,
heard
okay.
that their new album is really good. And I'm like, they were going for like fast songs. I'm like, what if they re-recorded that album like now? Because I think the only problems I have with it are the production and the vocals. That's my problems with it. But
Okay.
I think those would go away if it was recorded now. I think now they would,
Yeah,
because I think they were in a different place emotionally and mentally when they recorded that album, you know. But
sure.
I'm hoping
That
one day
last one, that last one is good.
I really like it.
Yeah, I do too. It kind of brought me back to like the Let's Go era, you
It
know?
does feel like Let's Go a lot to me.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I really dig it. But yeah, I I could talk about Rancid. I mean, they're they're a band. They're the gateway band for me, man. Like they
Yeah.
started it, you know. So like, I'm always gonna be down, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the like midst of making a video that's I don't know what it's going to be called like when it actually comes out, but right now the working title is just the album that changed my life, and it's about Out Come the Wolves, and it's a very long video because I'm going every single song and
Yeah,
I'm breaking them all down, mainly because it's hitting an anniversary, and I want to finally do a big video on my favorite albums. I talk about it all the time, but I don't do like a proper like breakdown, and that's what I'm trying to do. But going back into that, and like, do you ever get this happen to you? I don't know. Whenever you're listening to an album that you love, and you go back and you re-listen to it, it's been a while, and you break out the lyric sheet, and you read it, and you go, "Fuck, man, I didn't realize they were talking about this." That still happens to me with albums that I love, even if I've heard it for 30 years. Man, it's crazy.
oh yeah, yeah, absolutely, man. I always hear shit and it's not the right, you know what I mean? And then you go and you
Yeah.
read it and you're like, oh wow, I completely misinterpreted that lyric. You know what I mean? Or that lyric means something to me, but like they're not saying what I think they're saying. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm like, oh man, I relate so much to this, and then it's like, oh fuck, that's not even what they're trying to convey through the
Oh,
song.
dude. Especially in punk rock music and especially with Tim Armstrong. That has happened to me many, many times. And
Oh
I
yeah.
love it, dude. I love it. I get a kick out of it. I think it's hilarious. I probably was a little insecure about that when I was younger, but now I'm just like, oh shit, that's what that meant. Oh, I didn't know that. Like, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Shit.
what are some of your other favorite bands?
Uh wow, man, this is hard. Um
Oh, it's a loaded question for sure. Like, it's
yeah, it's always changing. I mean,
okay.
I I love anything from like fucking love the Ramones. They're like a band that like every like emotion you could ever think of, they have like specific songs that will cater to any emotion, and I love that. I love uh man, now that you put me on the spot, I should have been a little more prepared for a question like this, but I'm
Oh
so
no,
bad.
it's all good.
I'm so bad with this. I mean,
That's actually a common response. Like legit, most people are like, "Fuck, I don't know, man. I wasn't thinking about that." So I just keep asking because I honestly, you never know what kind of answer you're gonna get. It's not.
negative approach.
Oh
Uh,
hell yeah.
one in my top favorite hardcore bands, Agnostic Front, Victim in Pain, one of my favorite
Mm,
records. Uh, uh, Oi, as far as Oi goes, or like, man, um, I like a lot of New York hardcore.
okay.
I kind of new to like the later new, or I'm new to like the second wave of New York hardcore. My wife is really into New York hardcore, that wave. I like originally loved like the first wave, like Kraut and Heart Attack and all
Oh,
those
okay.
bands. And she's kind of turned me on to like Madball. Like, I always knew the first Madball record, it's like Agnostic Front, but like the second Madball record, the third, she kind of got me
Yeah,
into a lot of.
the more groovy stuff.
Yeah, we have I'm looking at it right now, the New Breed comp tape. We have the tape with the fucking zine. So like New York hardcore, I'm big on that. Oi, grew up with like a lot of the Oi. I mean, the Oppressed,
Mm.
fucking doing a show for them in May. One of my favorite bands. I like loved them so much when I was a kid. Um, uh, uh, love like old rock and roll,
Nice.
ACDC, you know. I
I still love ACDC.
oh, the Bon Scott era ACDC is just so much attitude. It's so sick. I don't know. Yeah, I have such a hard time with favorites because I think my brain is just. But I would say those are some of
No,
those
that's
bands
dude. That's a
are
good
my
list
favorite.
though, man.
Yeah.
That's a good list. That band Kraut. I just discovered those guys a few months ago. That's a good
Oh
band.
man, adjustment to society. Whew. So good, man.
Yeah.
Great New York hardcore.
Have you heard of what's that band called? Radio Birdman.
Love them.
Dude,
Radio's Appear.
that's
Fuck
a
yeah,
that's a band that I just got into like maybe a year ago, maybe a little less. My friend
dude.
Chris got me into them.
My first band, my first garage band. This is like maybe the only cool thing I did as a kid. I was ahead of the curve on two bands. One was Radio Birdman. So my first garage band, our guitar player was into uh Silverchair. You remember this band
Oh
Silverchair?
yeah.
They're like a radio band.
Yeah, they had that white record with the frog on it, right?
Yeah, they're
Okay.
from Australia, which is
Oh,
where Radio Birdman is from. They covered New Race by Radio Birdman. And
hold on.
my garage band covered New Race, but we didn't know it was Radio Birdman. We thought it was Silverchair, and that's how I discovered Radio Birdman. We're like, oh, this is a fucking cover song, and I downloaded on Napster Radios Appear, and yeah, fucking incredible record. So I was like ahead of the curve on them, and still love it to this day. Such a good band.
Dude, you just blew my mind. Out of every conversation, I like to try to find at least one or two things that I learned from a person that I speak to.
Mhm.
And Silverchair doing was it New Race or New Age? New Race, right?
New Race, yeah.
New Race. I didn't know that they played I don't think I even knew they were from Australia. But that's
They
really cool that they did a Radio Birdman cover because that band's become very important to me in the last year. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
dude, I don't know much about Silverchair, but I know they covered like Minor Threat and Black Flag and shit. I
They
remember.
they seem to be like punkier grunge kids to me. Like they seem that they
Yeah.
like had like a little more of like you see those bands that like they a grunge band can be like Nirvana, which I think Silverchair was a little more Nirvana, or they can be
Yes.
like Alice in Chains or Soundgarden. And I prefer if I'm going to listen to that kind of music, I need it to be a little more faster. like
Yeah. Oh,
uh
absolutely. Yeah.
I do like Soundgarden, but I'm not a big fan of grunge music as a whole genre, honestly. But I do remember Silverchair very, very clearly. I remember that band was very big in my junior high, probably seventh grade, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. That was my
Yeah,
band. That was my band in junior high. We were like just playing in, a garage, and we all put some songs together. Like each person picked a few songs, and he picked that song, but he thought it was a Silverchair song.
that's
So yeah, and yeah, it was the one cool thing that came out of that.
Did you
You
get
know.
massive points for that one though? Like that's I can't wait to tell my boy Chris. He'll probably watch this, so he's probably gonna see this. But
Oh yeah.
so what got you starting to play music? Like what made you interested in starting a band? Was there something in particular?
Uh No, just like it was like not long after I like discovered punk. I think it was like almost immediate that I was like, this is what I'm gonna do, you know? And I think, yeah, like being from where I was from, uh, it was my way of like lashing out at like everybody around me, you know? Because I was like getting shit, you know, in school and getting shit here and there, you know what I mean? So I was like, this is my fucking revenge, you know, is I'm gonna like start railing back at these people, you know, like start a punk band, and it kind of just took off, you know.
Dude, I mean, that sounds about right to me. I mean, whenever you're young, man, my first band wasn't until I was already out of high school. Like I wasn't like a young kid. I didn't have the confidence to try to do a band until I was a little older. But I remember the first time I got on stage, it was nerve wracking, but it was like the most liberating feeling, like screaming into a microphone and knowing that people weren't going to judge me and being like,
Mhm.
to some degree, you'll get judged because people are shitty sometimes. But like as a whole group, punk rock,
Yeah.
uh, crews are typically pretty inviting, and they're like, give it a shot. You do what you want to do. We don't really care. And it was nice to get up there and like just figure my shit out on, kind of on the spot.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, that's like the beauty of like the scene that we're involved is like it is accessible, and it's not some, you know, it's not some like you're not it's not some elitist shit where it's like, you know what I mean? Like if you can get the confidence and you can build up like the confidence to say what you want to say, you can just do it, you know? And uh it for me it's, dude, it like fucking it empowered me so much. And it still does. Like it still does to this day. Like it gives me confidence to just speak my mind and not, you know what I mean? Like
I do.
I, you know, when you're younger, you know, you may worry about what what the fuck somebody's gonna say, or you know what I mean. But like, I can honestly tell you, I give like this thing helped me so much to just kind of come out of my shell and just be genuine in who I am. And I don't care like at all. Like like I'm not gonna pull any punches with anybody. I'm just gonna be myself. And that's like kind of what I love about punk is like the empowerment. You know what I mean? It like it's a real thing, you know? And it gave me confidence to just be myself. And I think it's huge. You know what I mean?
That's
Dude, I
amazing.
was fucking from a nowhere town. I was going nowhere, dude. Like, I'm not trying to like disrespect people from my hometown, but like, I got out. You know what I mean? And if I stayed there, you know, it's rife with fucking heroin, and there's
Ugh.
no jobs. There's no, it's economically fucking depressing. There's nothing, man. So like this shit was my vehicle to get the fuck out of there, you know?
Right.
And and it was the only thing I ever cared about. It still is. Like it's the
Isn't
only
that isn't
thing I
that wild?
ever wanted to do was, you know, I wanted to get a passport, and I wanted to fucking get stamps on my passport, and I wanted to just see the world, and there was no fucking way that was happening without this.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. I am eternally grateful to, you know, you and everybody who's kind of been there, like just the whole scene, uh and like the support system, you know. It's like I'm so grateful to be part of something like this, you know.
I look. I feel like I'm listening to myself talk because that's exactly how I feel. I think that I like that within punk. I don't think it's like this anywhere else, man. Within punk rock, I can get an album from a band, become a fan, like the band, and pretty much I can reach out and get in touch with somebody and maybe have a decent opportunity to get them to come talk to me on my show. I don't think you can do that in metal very well. Maybe a little bit okay, but like definitely not like pop music and raps real hard. I've tried to talk to people from different walks of
Sure.
life, and so I think that punk rock is it's more just, I don't know, down to earth, I guess is
It,
the right way to
hor-
say it.
it's
And
horizontal, you know?
right,
It's
right,
it,
right.
yeah,
And so it's pretty cool to have the ability to be not just a fan, but like an integral part of a scene, because it does mean a lot to me, like it does you. And I wouldn't spend all this time doing this stuff if it wasn't important to me. I mean, it's literally like family punk rock. It's not far down the ladder. It's right
yeah,
there.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it's punk rock is my family. That's where, when I didn't have nothing, that's what I had.
Sure.
uh I'm sure you've had many songs, about the small town thing, dude. I don't think anybody would take that as disrespect, because how many freaking movies and books are written and made about, I gotta get the fuck out of here because there's nothing going on here. That's I'm glad you got out of there, man.
Yeah,
The world is better for it, because you're producing good stuff for people, and you're
yeah.
nice, which is nice, so
I mean, honestly, fuck that place.
well, you're not
The only reason I gave that little caveat was because my parents still live there. But
for sure.
honestly, you know what? Fuck that place. I'm happy to visit my family, but other than that, there ain't nothing there for me. You know?
Dude, small towns are wild, man. They're weird. I've lived in a couple of, like, not like outside of Houston, just like small towns, and it's like it's a different world. Like it really is.
Sure,
Uh, you know.
sure.
So okay, I know you're gonna get up early in the morning, so I'll ask a couple more questions. We'll get you out of here.
Yeah,
Uh,
no sweat, man. I'm having fun.
yeah, dude, I'm having a blast. That shit went by quick. Um, what was your first punk show that you ever got to go to?
Phew. First, I think one of the first punk shows was like a show that me and my buddy and we organized like in our town.
Hell
I
yeah,
don't know if I'll count that. It was like just like my high school, we just like handed out flyers at my high school, and like a ton of fucking kids came. Like not even like just like kids from my high school came. You know what I mean? Just because
dude, that's awesome.
we were in a band. But my first one of my first punk shows, I traveled like to Johnstown, Pennsylvania, or like Altoona, Pennsylvania, when I got like my driver's license, like when I was 16. Started going out to shows there, and there was a pretty like burgeoning scene out there. I'm trying to think of like the first show. The first show might have been um it was a band, there was a band like Aversion Therapy. They were a hardcore band from Johnstown, but I think there might have been uh a Kid Dynamite like
Ooh,
offshoot. It was like a Kid Dynamite offshoot band. It might have been I can't remember what it was called, but yeah, it was something in Johnstown. And then I started going out to shows in Pittsburgh when I was able to. I saw some shows out there, like some crazy shows. I saw like some big shows. Like I saw Agnostic Front at Club Laga in Pittsburgh. Um, I saw that was with like Sick of It All, and I saw some bigger shows when I could get out to Pittsburgh. And I also like I started going to a lot of DIY shows in Pittsburgh. So like bands like I talk about I can't mention Pittsburgh without Caustic Christ. I saw them fucking so many times. Like I
dude,
saw them like 3 times in a week one time.
that's awesome.
They would play with every hardcore band. So I started going to like DIY shows out in Pittsburgh, and then since I was going to shows out there, I was driving out. I eventually just moved down here because it was like, you know, the natural thing to do. But
Right. Dude, I haven't thought of Caustic Christ in a hot minute. Uh, what's up, Kitty? It's a big old cat. I just became friendly with cats like a year ago. I used to have like a vendetta against cats. I got into a fight with one when I was a little kid. It fucked me
oh,
up. Dude, it whooped my ass, bro. It was a complete accident. I wasn't trying to fight that cat. I was just playing basketball.
Yeah,
But
you won't win. You won't
no,
win,
dude.
man.
No, the cats are fearsome, man. But we got a bunch of cats that live on our block now, and we've named them all. I pet them all and take care of them if I can.
Oh,
But
awesome.
um, yeah, dude. Do you remember? So being from a small town, do you remember what it was like when you were young and you drove into the city for the first time and how like daunting that was?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Dude, I come from Northwest Houston, so it's like a city called Cypress. It's like a little like suburb of Houston, and
Okay.
we didn't really leave Cypress. So like when I was like 17, I moved out of my mom's house when I was like 17 years old, and so I was still in Northwest Houston. And then I remember somebody going, "Hey, we're going to go down to Westheimer." It was like that was like the big strip road, and I was like, I don't know what Westheimer is." They're like, "Well, you got a car, you want to drive?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's whatever." We all chipped in a couple bucks, and we, for gas, and we drove down to Westheimer. But I remember driving on this big, like 6-lane freeway. I was terrified, man. But the you ever heard of a place called Fitzgerald's down in Houston?
Fitzgerald's. Is it a venue?
It used to be, yeah, it's gone now, but like
Okay. It sounds familiar. Yeah.
it was like the place where all the punk bands would play down here, and like man, I remember the first time I went in that building, dude. I didn't know anybody there except the people I was with. And
Hmm.
I don't even remember what bands were playing, but I remember going because it was a band I wanted to see. It might have been No Effects. I think it might have been No Effects. But
Okay.
I remember going there and it changed everything, dude. I was like, I don't want to live in that fucking suburb no more. I want to live here. I want to be in the
Yeah.
city. And I, within a year I was living like off of Westheimer out like in the city, man. It was
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember just talking about these, as we growing up and listen, I'm thinking about all this stuff that, the feelings you used to get as a young kid. And man, I'm watching, young kids now go through this. I'm like, dude, I remember that shit was awesome, man. Like, don't take it for granted, man. Go out and do it. Do some stuff.
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah, man. You get a
Right.
taste of the city life
Oh,
and, you know?
bro. Like the first time I ever went on, like, I don't know what to call it. I guess like the strip where all the clubs and shit are at.
Hmm.
And the first time I ever went, we have another road called Montrose. And I don't know where this started, but that became like the queer part of town. Like the gay area was in Montrose. And but that's also where all the thrift stores were at, and there was a bunch of really good bookstores. So like I was always just out in that area, and I became really familiar with that culture, that part of town, those people. And I just remember it was like a whole different world. Like it didn't even feel like I would go back to Cyprus, and then like within an hour, I'm like, this place is boring as fuck, dude. The
Yeah.
city is where it's at, bro. I want to be out there. Like there was a place called the Ripcord. Think about that name for a minute, man. That was a bar. That's like a gay bar,
Oh,
and
okay.
dude, that was a wild place, man. Bro, I had to work there for a while, man. I couldn't find no work anywhere, and I got a job there quick, dude. And I was like, man, I made hella money, but it was out. They were out of control in that place. It was fun. And motherfuckers,
Ripcord.
bro. When I first realized what the name was, I was like, oh my god, that's crazy. Like, I just remember just seeing people from all different walks of life for the first time, man. That shit's
Fuck yeah.
wild, dude. Shit's wild. I love it, man. I love culture. I love people. Man, we're in a weird place right now because I like people, and everybody's so fucking angry all the time now, man. It makes me sad. Like,
Yeah. Oh,
like
yeah.
we're in a weird place, man. Like, I don't know, man. Not a conversation I really want to have. I guess it's just like, fuck, dude. Why can't people just like be nice? Like,
Yeah.
it's not that hard, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. I have a hard time in my bandwidth diminishes very very quick. I go through moments, where I'm like super social, and then I go through moments where I'm like, man, I can't even like go out, But it just depends. I don't know. It's complicated, I suppose.
I think most people are complicated. I didn't mean to go on like some kind of rant either. I just, you
Oh
know,
no, you're good, man. You're good.
everything. So I was just like listening to some. I was doing a. You ever heard of this band called Easter? It had Mike Ness in it for a little while.
Easter.
Yeah, bro.
No.
Oh, bro, I'm gonna put you on some shit, man. This band Easter, man. It's like a. Imagine, okay, you know how we have like Cold Oi, where it's like Oi with that, post punk sound.
Yeah, yeah.
Imagine if like Mike Ness took Social Distortion and did that instead of an Oi band. So it's like the same concept. It's like a punk rock genre mixed with like new wave, right? That's
What
what it is. It's like I don't know, dude. It's really really fucking good. But I
what
was
year is this? Is this like
80s, early 80s.
oh
Yeah. Oh,
okay.
dude. I'll send you a link to it when we're done here, man. You'll dig it, man. It's the album is really really good. To my knowledge, I've only got the one, but it's really infectious. But yeah, I was listening to Street Dogs and the new Lenny Lashley today because I'm doing like a video tomorrow on them, and I was like listening to them like in depth, like listening to it with like lyric sheets out and shit. And it's
Awesome.
got my brain all spinning because they're very political dudes. But that Easter band, oh man, you got to check it out, man. It's good stuff.
Oh yeah. I look forward to it, man. I love hearing some new shit. I've never heard of that. Yeah.
Dude,
Honestly.
you'll like it. Okay, so last thing before we get out of here, man. Okay, what are the goals for No Time in the next, like, let's say year? Do you have anything you're trying to accomplish? Any kind of new material?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
see.
we've
I
got
said you wrote some stuff.
we've got there's a comp that's coming out that we're on. Um we already recorded that, got that one sent, and then we're gonna do um definitely we're gonna record pretty soon 4 songs for an EP.
Nice.
Um and that may be one piece of kind of like no, I hate to say concepts. We have like maybe 3 EPs that we want to put out that are
Okay.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's the next plan. We'll get at least one of those out this year, and then playing some shows. Not too heavy on the gigs because we're trying to write, but yeah, we got some shows coming up and some light tour plans. But yeah, we're gonna put out some new music in 2025. So that's the plan. I'm pretty
Dude.
stoked on the new stuff, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Mostly writing, but
Okay. I mean, that's good news to me. I like new material, so I'm excited.
some scattered shows.
The song on the comp is it like an original song, new song?
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, the comp uh it's like almost a hardcore song. I mean,
Nice.
it's got like it's a no time song, but it's got like a like early US hardcore vibe. It's a fun song. I'm excited about it. It's pretty fast.
Hell
So,
yeah. Who's putting the comp out?
um there's so you know like the Peace Comp that came out in the 80s, it's got like a gazillion bands. There's a guy that's in Poland who is like he's gonna recreate like doing like a peace comp but a contemporary peace comp. It's got a ton loads of good bands.
Is it the one that's like PEACE but with the periods in between them?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
I
yeah.
do know what that is.
So it has a zine, and so he's doing a similar thing. Like every band is gonna have a sheet, one sheet on the zine, and I think like I don't know if I'm allowed to say who's on it, but there's some like pretty heavy hitters on there.
Oh, that's exciting though. That's cool. I'll just wait to see what's happening with it. But that's awesome. I would like to make sure I'm following that. I want to make sure I know what's going on. I'd love to get a copy of it, of course. But
Hell yeah, hell
that's
yeah.
great, dude. And obviously, any EPs that you guys put out, I'll be grabbing, and I'll put some in my store too. So that's
Oh,
exciting.
awesome.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
dude, yeah, man. I'm very fortunate right now. I'll just put it that way. But okay. Last thing, I like to ask this of everybody because it is kind of just a fun question. Like, end things on a more upbeat note. If you guys could go and do a tour anywhere in the world right now, let's say you could go do like 5 dates somewhere. Where would you go and who would you play with?
Uh, okay, man. This is tough. Hey, Olive. Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
We really want to go back to Mexico.
Yeah.
We had such a great time in Mexico. The punks down there are fucking crazy, and man, it's tough. I would say, yeah, maybe, but maybe somewhere we haven't gone. I don't know. Australia would be sick.
Yeah.
Um, ah, yeah, I don't know. Maybe if I could go anywhere, I think I would like to do Australia just because I've never done it.
Right. That's a long ass flight too, man. You get out there, may as well stay for a while.
Yeah, I think that's like as far as you can go, you know?
At least from where we're at, for sure.
Yeah, so maybe
Um,
there, and I know there's a cool hardcore scene or a punk scene out there. There's some oi bands, you know. There's a band No Class that we like from out
oh,
there.
oh, dude. I think I have. Do they have a tape? I think they have a
Yeah,
tape. I think
yeah,
I
yeah,
have that.
yeah. They're like a
Yeah,
rock
dude.
and roll oi. Like yeah, I as far as like I would just want to go there because it's something I haven't done, you know.
Absolutely, dude. Shout out. First off, Viva la Mexico, man. I love that. Well, I haven't been there. I love the people from there. I want to go to Mexico myself.
Oh,
But
love it.
shout out my boy Andrew. He'll be happy I said that. My boy Andrew lives in Australia from the U.S. My mother-in-law and my sister-in-law live in Australia. I'd like to go out there one day too, man. It'd be awesome.
Hell yeah.
Um, fuck yeah, dude. That went by really fast, man. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, dude. If there's anything that you need that I can help with, man, don't ever hesitate to reach out. I'm gonna send you a link to Easter. Is there anybody you want to shout out? Anything you want to say before we get out of here?
I just want to say thanks for having me. This is fucking
Yeah,
cool,
man.
man. Yeah, I had a great time. Love the channel and
Thank you,
keep up the great work. And yeah, uh,
dude. We'll talk again when your EP drops. Whenever that is, we will talk again.
yeah, I would love to come back and you know, shoot the shit some more. So
Absolutely, dude. Next time we have some time, I'll send you a list of some questions, and we can do like a little more like a targeted kind of conversation. Because the first time I talk to somebody, I like it to just be organic and chilling. But
yeah,
I always have things like the next day. I go, damn, wish I'd have asked him that. So I'll have stuff written down. But all right, guys, if you haven't already done this, go listen to No Time. All right, come on, it's a fucking no brainer. Otherwise, love you guys. Thank you for hanging out with us, man. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, all that shit. We'll see you next time on the Punk Rock Review Podcast. Peace.
cheers.
What's up, guys? So we just partnered up with Dead and Buried Inc. out of LA. So if you have a band or a small business, maybe an event coming up, and you need merch, hit these dudes up. There's a link in the description. If you mention that you got there via the Punk Rock Review, you'll get 10% off of your first order. But it's super high quality screen printing, embroidery. They do shirts, hats, hoodies, skateboards, bags, whatever you want printed, they can handle it, all right? They're also a small business and they're part of the punk rock community. They're my friends. So this is a partnership that's very important to me. If you need merch, hit these dudes up, check them out. You won't be disappointed, all right? Back to the video.